Bollocks. Sorry. Little introduction is to apologize for the absolutely shitty audio quality of the video that's coming on the new moon chart. I didn't realize that I had audio turned on my webcam as well as my Yeti, and it's awful. It's distorted. I'm not going to reshoot the video because I don't have time. And this is new moon information, and it was flowing, so I deeply apologize for the annoying audio quality. I've done my best to clean it up. Hope the information's worth it. See ya. Good morning. It's me, Luna the Zen Witch, although it's 20 to 1. How in the hell did that happen? Do you guys, if you're not like leaving your home for work, are you noticing this too, that time is just not flowing the way it normally flows? I mean, I am staying up later and getting up later. I'm basically a night person, but I got up at 9 this morning, and it's just like so much time goes away before I get things going. But it doesn't matter because I have the whole day, right? So I'm popping in today to do a new moon chart, as the new moon is tomorrow, August 18th at 10:42 p.m. Eastern time zone, Eastern Daylight Time. And I want to say it's very interesting because I just discovered that my video intro lost its moon back in March, like the first day that I posted a video that talked about, I think it was the first like lockdown video that I posted. Somehow the image of the moon took leave in my editing stuff and hasn't been there since then. So today on the new moon, I welcome the moon back to my intro. And now I have to look and see. Yes, Yeti Yeti. Okay, I didn't do a sound check before I started here. I always do my Yeti Yeti thing. Yeti Yeti, Yeti Yeti. Okay, there we are. All right. So let's take a look at the chart. Let's take a look at the chart. Did you guys ever watch? Okay. Obviously, I'm kind of silly today. Did you ever watch a show called Jiminy Glick? And I don't think that was the full name of the show, but Jiminy Glick. Look it up. It is, oh God, now his name just, Martin Short, just flew out of my head. One of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. I think you can see him on YouTube now, but oh my God, hysterical. The best part is the interviews when he's interviewing people like Mel Brooks and Steve Martin and just laying them to waste in these interviews because he's so fucking funny. So anyway, okay, now let's go to the chart. Let me put myself up in the corner. I have a meditation book that walks you through how to meditate, and she talks about, being in your body, and she'll say, go up in the corner, just kind of project yourself up in the corner of the room. So talking about astral travel and stuff. So I'm going to start connecting those two things. And when I put myself up in the corner, there I go. I'm up in the corner. Okay. So here is the new moon chart for tomorrow at 10:42 p.m. Of course, adjust for your local time zone. It's 10:42 where I am. And as always, we start from the macro and drill down into the micro. The macro is represented down in this corner with the breakdown of the elements and the modes. And the first thing that stands out to me, first of all, we have a very clear chart signature of Aries, not Leo. And all right, let me temper this, because what's calculated into the chart signatures is the houses, the ascendant and midheaven, and that does not pertain if you're not in my time zone. So let's say we can knock the fire down just a little bit, and we can knock the earth down just a little bit. It still gives us, and even we can knock the cardinal down a little bit, because this chart has Aries rising. If we knock cardinal and fire down a little bit, we probably still have a predominant Leo chart signature based on the placement, or Aries chart signature, sorry, based on the fact that we've got those 3 planets in Capricorn, and we've got Chiron and Mars in Aries and Venus in Cancer. Those are all cardinal. We've got 3 in Leo, 1 in Taurus, so we only have 4 in a fixed sign, and we've got Neptune, only 1 mutable planet. So mutable is very low. The other thing that's really standing out to me, which is accurate, is this goose egg in air. This is not time to do big, heavy thinking work and planning work. This is not time to launch major thought projects. And, you know, nothing exists in isolation. So let's just go to the Aries chart signature here and say that it is time to get something started. There's abundant energy for really getting things kicked off and started. If you are in the Eastern time zone and anywhere near me, you've got Mars sitting right on the ascendant there. So a time to, there's going to be a lot of motivation to use this energy of new moon to get things started. Okay, we have a stellium in Leo, and it's a tight stellium, Sun, Moon, Mercury. Obviously, it's a new moon, so Sun and Moon are conjunct, but we've got Mercury in there pretty tight, too. It's within 2 degrees of the Sun-Moon conjunction, so it counts. Now, remember that anything common is less significant in astrology, and Mercury and Venus conjuncting the Sun happen very, very often because neither one of those planets is more than like 70 degrees from the Sun at any time. So, sorry. But when it becomes exact, it does take on significance. So with the goose egg in air saying not time to do thinky stuff, we've got Mercury conjuncting the new moon, which is communication and thought. So what do we want to say here? That more that the emphasis is on the creative expression, the fire part of it, than the detail part, which would be earth and air, you know, details, air being the intellectual part. So the new beginning here is more based in creativity and self-expression than it is in communication. So, you know, communicating details or information, what you're communicating here is your creative expression. The new moon in Leo. Leo is all about fun, romance, speculation, creative expression, children, play. So this new moon, it's kind of like the last hurrah of summer. Time to launch. What do you want to do with this last month? Knowing what we're under. You know, we went into this summer thinking, oh, you know, at some point we're going to be able to go do all the things that we always love to do in the summertime. That hasn't panned out. So now we have dealt with this reality with Lammas at the 1st of August. We hit the peak of summer and the beginning of harvest season. So now this last month of summer, with this new moon chart, look at what you want to harvest in terms of your creative expression. What is it you want to do with this creative expression? What are you going to, let me see, let me put these two together a little bit better here. Maybe it's when you combine the harvest with it, what do you want to reap from your creative expression? So it is a good time to look at launching projects and think about how they're going to pay off, how your creative expression is going to pay off in some way. And this is absolutely fascinating because what I'm actively doing right now is structuring my Patreon, which will be launched on the new moon in September. And this is hard and fast. I'm sticking to this. That's why I'm putting it out publicly. I know I've said maybe this time, maybe that time, but it is the new moon in September. And I'm launching on that date because by then, Jupiter will have gone direct. Jupiter rules my 2nd house of money, finances, values, possessions. And I don't want to launch a money-making thing with that planet retrograde. So it's going to go direct in September. I'm launching my Patreon in the new moon then, but between now and then, I am looking at what I want to offer creatively, what I want to offer intellectually, what I want to communicate to my subscribers, and what I expect to get back from that. So it is the perfect time to do that. Also remember, we have this big stellium, not quite a stellium anymore. Why does my phone keep fricking talking to me like I am interested in you, Bixby? Stop it. You know, when your phone just kind of starts talking out of the blue, very strange. Story. I had an old flip phone that ages ago, like 10 years ago. And my sister-in-law was here, and we went down to the river on the full moon and walked to the river's edge, and there was this little spit of land that went out, a little spit of gravel that went out into the river, and I was out there and going to say my prayers. And as I'm walking to the river, my phone, on which I never used, I mean, it was a flip phone, it wasn't a smartphone. I never used any voice commands with it or anything. And as I'm walking to the water, I hear this voice say, "Please state a command." And I'm like, well, what the fuck? It was my phone. And it's like, okay, I'm walking out to say prayers to the new moon, and I get this message, "Please state a command. Please tell us what you want." So I thought that was pretty awesome. Anyhow, so we've got the stellium in Capricorn, always going to be significant to us. There's that heavy energy of restriction, limitation, responsibility, delay, all that kind of stuff. And we also have this Saturn at 26 degrees and 38 minutes, exactly in conjuncting the new moon at 26 degrees and 35 minutes. Now, what does an inconjunct mean? An opposition is 180 degrees straight across the chart. If you move 30 degrees either side of that opposition, you get an inconjunct. It's 150 degrees. And what this calls for is adjustment. It says that something is uncomfortable here and needs to be adjusted. So what needs to be adjusted? The relationship between our creative expression, starting new creative projects, communicating our creativity, and this Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, which limits us in so many ways. It limits our ability to go out and connect with people in person, limited funds, limited resources, just the heavy responsibility and limitation of the COVID pandemic. So we have to make adjustments between that. How do you express yourself? If you're an artist, how do you express yourself during these times? If you're a musician, how do you express yourself during these times? So restructuring, and with that Saturn retrograde, it says we are still in the restructuring period. Saturn is structure. Retrograde makes things internal, turns it into a place where we're reviewing and reflecting and restructuring. So we have to restructure how we put out this creative expression. I also want to say that in my time zone, the new moon is falling in the 5th house. So new moon in Leo's own house. So the call is really to, regardless of that square to Saturn, which might make you feel so limited, the call is to have some fucking fun. Find a way to have fun. Play games with your family. I'm sure we're going to be doing some Wii bowling tonight. Wii bowling and Wii tennis is what my husband and I do. And I started kicking his ass at tennis. He was a tennis player. I never played tennis, but I started kicking his ass. Anyway, and with my Pisces moon, I have a hard time kicking people's asses. It was a long road to try to learn how to win and enjoy winning, because I always felt shame and guilt around winning. There's another reason for that I won't talk about, but it took me a while to learn how to win without feeling shame and guilt. And it kind of comes up with my husband, but he's great. He's an Aries. He's like, I don't care. I enjoy playing. I don't care if you kick my ass. I'm glad, and plus, as a tennis player, I'm glad I can give him competition rather than him just kicking my ass handily every time, I also handily kick his ass in archery, but, what the hell. Bowling, though, he creams me every time. So anyway, sorry for that aside. Pardonnez-moi. Any other aspects that we have here? We have Mars that is trining this new moon, Mars at 24, almost 25 degrees, 24 degrees, 54 minutes, is trining the new moon. So that also activates and motivates, and Mars is in Aries, and it's direct. So lots of motivation to get out and play and have fun however you can. And again, safely, responsibly is what Saturn says. But it's going to be up to you to use the motivation of that Mars in Aries. Remember that Mars rules Aries. So Mars in Aries is go! Go, go, go! Now, now, now! I'm making myself cough. It's also ragweed season. I have my windows open, and ragweed has started going up in our area, so I'm always dealing with a ferret in my throat. Why ferret? I don't fucking know. Okay, so use the energy of Mars in Aries to push you past that inconjunct from Saturn, and to let your motivation override the sense of limitation, the sense of delay, the sense of dragging, okay? That Saturn wants us to put things off because I can't quite structure it. Don't let that happen. Today, if you notice behind me here, my altar is dark. I mean, there's candles lit on the top, and I've got my little pyramid, my salt pyramid lit down below, but the rest of the altar is dark. And that's because I took the lights off in order to install my fabulous color-changing LED lights on Saturday. Man, did that project get bombed. I started working, and I got, I bought the lights, I got all these connectors, I watched videos. This will be easy, I can design, it's going to take some time. I was going to video the whole thing until I started actually working with the lights. Then I found out everything that's fucked up about them and all the little ins and outs that you have to know, and how difficult the connectors are to work with, and how fiddly it is because you got to get a tiny screwdriver and lift up the contacts and slide the thing in or pound them down and clip it. And then there I have connecting cord that I couldn't make work, and I was literally screaming. When I got to the point of, it's like, okay, I apologized to my family and said, I am done. I am putting this fiasco away right now, but I need it done today. So my husband is doing some soldering work for me, and he has retrograde Capricorn as his chart, or retrograde Saturn as his chart ruler. So he is a procrastinator extraordinaire. And he was kind of suggesting, oh yeah, well, someday here I'll get some solder and we'll work that out. And I'm like, today's the day. I need to finish this project. My altar is dark. New moon is coming. Please. So he's working on it right now. Except that he decided that before he did the soldering work, he was going to clean the back door, which could be an all-day project. I love my husband. I love you, honey, if you happen to watch this video this far, but he won't, so... Anyhow, sorry, I am goofy today. I am absolutely goofy today. Anyhow, that's my take on this new moon chart. I hope you get something out of it. We are in moon dark now, so anything that you want to finish up, get rid of, and everything before the new moon launches tomorrow. And remember, within 24 hours, either side of the new and the full moon, you get that intense energy. So as of 10:42 tonight, you'll be within 24 hours of the new moon, and you can use the energy as the new start. I wait, if I'm going to do something, I get kind of precise about this. If I'm going to do something on the waning side of the new moon, that is before the new moon, when we're going into moon dark, I frame whatever working I'm doing as what I want to minimize and wane and disappear. Once we hit that point of the new moon and we're on the waxing side, if I do spell work after that, then the way it will be framed is, here's what I want to increase. So remember that you use the energies that are available, and you can reframe whatever you're doing to fit those energies. So let's say somebody wants to start, a keto diet, or they want to start weight loss, but they only have time to really do the spell working today when we're on the waning side of the moon. Well, what do you What do? You frame what I want to go away is my old way of being, my old way of eating. I want the excess body fat to wane. I want my old habits to go away. On the waxing side of the new moon, you would frame it as I want to increase my health. I want to increase my success in losing weight. So it's all about the reframe. Anyhow, I hope you got something out of that. I hope you join me on Wednesday night for my live stream. I think I'm going to use the Osho Zen deck. It's been kind of coming to me lately. And another one. Anyway, take care. Happy new moon. Play. I wish you fun and joy and play and romance and all the lovely things that a new moon in Leo can bring. And until the next time, this is Zen Witch. Blessed be. Oh, by the way, donate, subscribe, like, donate. That's what I'm talking about. Give me a donation so I can buy another deck. I'm within 10 of 200 decks. Help me get there, please. I love you guys. See you later. Blessed be.